Welcome to the Daily De-Stress channel on YouTube with Ali and the gang. Today, for something a little bit different, I've decided to go with some computer game reviews. Something I quite enjoy to unwind and relax is to just take a few minutes, maybe some hours, depending on how much time I have, to just relax and enjoy a good game, whether it's on Xbox or PC or my iPad or something similar. It's always nice just to unwind. It's key to relaxing and escaping from the daily grind, and so I hope if you haven't enjoyed any of these games that I'm about to talk about, I hope in some ways that you can maybe go out and find them and give them a go. If not, then please feel free just to browse the videos and try to find something that you do enjoy. The channel is there on YouTube for you to find the best and what suits you and helps you to unwind and relax. It's a young channel, and so as things stand at the moment, hopefully you can find what suits you in terms of what helps you to relax and get those brain tingles going. Okay, thank you for watching this. I much appreciate you being here and spending the time with me. So, without further ado, since about the age of 12, I've been playing several games on the Xbox 360. Before the Xbox 360 was the original Xbox, which was a bit of a brick and a bit of a box in terms of what was available and what was going on. Whereas these days on the market there are several hundreds of games which suit each individual depending on what they enjoy. Now, I'm a bit of a sporty guy, so I tend to go for football games, American football games, anything that involves strategy and tactics. I like to test my mind when I'm using the console, because it helps me to unwind and get to a place where I feel relaxed and like the troubles of the world are forgotten for a time. So, without further ado, the first game I'd like to review is Football Manager 2006. Comes with a manual. There it is. Okay. So, get a chance to flick through the manual before you start the game to understand what's going on. If you're not really into soccer or football or anything like that, maybe you are into trying something new and you'd like to see what it's all about, what the fuss is all about, as we say, give that a go. It's nice. It's a great game. Very in-depth, very detailed. You can do anything from training your individual players. You can hire scouts, coaches from all over the world, and you can start in any league you like. You can be in a lower league team, a non-league team. You can start with the big guns like your Chelseas or your Manchester Cities or your Manchester Uniteds. I mean, this is 2006, so 10 years ago your good teams were, your Man Uniteds and your Arsenals and your Liverpools. However, what's great about this game is that it's so immersive. You can spend the entire time just looking through a transfer market and trying to find young players and everything else. I definitely recommend this if you've got a lot of time on your hands. This is one for those of you who like football, those of you who like, oh, it's kind of bright, those of you who like sport in general, because it's quite a strategy-based game. You know, you really do have to think about your tactics, the players you hire, the impact that coaches can have on your team, everything. It's fantastic. So that's game number 1. As I say, get a manual. I'll just read you the overview. So it comes in a small case, like so. Okay. Now, how will you make the tough decisions to guide your club to success? Sports Interactive's Football Manager makes its Xbox 360 debut. Again, this is some time ago, so these are very popular games now, and there's a reason for that. As with anything that's popular, there is a reason for it. Time to take control. Designed specifically for the Xbox 360 with an easy-to-use control and navigation system. Test your skills against up to 15 other managers in Xbox 360 Live Challenger mode. Again, that's a completely different story. There's an in-game tutorial for everyone. Evaluate your team's performance and make in-match tactical adjustments. Yeah. Awesome game. Anyway, moving on to game number 2. Now, something completely different. And I wouldn't encourage this for any viewers or any game users under the age of 18, because it's quite naughty. This is Grand Theft Auto 4. IV, I think it's 4. Hopefully. You only have to type in Grand Theft Auto on Wikipedia and you'll probably get a good rundown of what it's all about. You'll usually... Let me just open this case for you. Okay. Pop the CD out. For those of you CD case enthusiasts. Okay, there's the CD. Put that back in. This game also comes with a book. So we have a map. Fascinating, very detailed game again. So it's a role-playing game, I guess you could describe it as that. You're invited to head a crime syndicate, or at least you're involved in a criminal gang of some sort. So for those of you who are looking to really escape, this is probably one for you. The map is huge. I'll try and get it on camera for you. Liberty City. How ironic. Wow. So as you can see, there's a lot to explore. The map itself is so detailed that it's almost pointless in me talking about every town. However, let me give you an overview of this game. So, Grand Theft Auto to explore. The map itself is so detailed that it's almost pointless in me talking about every town. However, let me give you an overview of this game. So, Grand Theft Auto 4. Classic. It is a classic game. Welcome to Liberty City. What does the American dream mean today? For Niko Bellic, fresh off the boat from Europe, it's the hope he can escape his past. For his cousin Roman, it is the vision that together they can find fortune in Liberty City, gateway to the land of opportunity. As they slip into debt and get dragged into a criminal underworld by a series of shysters, thieves and sociopaths, they discover that the reality is very different from the dream in a city that worships money and status, and is heaven for those who have them, and a living nightmare for those who don't. This is produced by Rockstar Games, a company based all over the world these days in terms of the outreach they have to a network of millions of people. There are so many gamers I know interested in these types of games. Grand Theft Auto stretches back decades, and there's a very good reason as to why they're popular. Again, it links into escaping, and again, I wouldn't recommend it for anyone under 18. If you are going to play under 18, then please do so with supervision, because there is a lot of violence in these games, which I don't really condone. However, it's a computer game, not to be taken literally. So I'll put this humongous map away. So how are we feeling? How are you feeling so far? Good, good. Please feel free to just take some deep breaths and enjoy a few minutes. It's been 10 minutes so far. It's a beautiful day today in England, in Gloucestershire, sunny Gloucestershire. My accent is of a southern Englishman, I would say, but at the same time there are a variety of southern accents, so I'm not going to go into all of them, but if you were to pigeonhole my accent, it would be of a southern English person, male. So, enough rambling, I digress, and I'll move on. So that's Grand Theft Auto 4 and Football Manager 2006. The next game, I have a particular soft spot for this game. This is Final Fantasy XIII, produced by Square Enix. Now, this game is phenomenal. It's a role-playing game based in a fantasy world where you play multiple characters who all form a story together. It's absolutely brilliant. I'm running out of superlatives for it. Here's the manual for you. I hope you can hear that. Quite a few pages. Okay. Square Enix. Some characters on the back. You can see those. I bought this game several years ago and I'm still playing it. I've probably been playing it on and off now for 6 or 7 years, and I'm not joking. It's so immersive and so imaginative that I think if you wanted to just escape for an entire month in a completely different world of gaming, this is the one for you. This is Final Fantasy XIII. And it comes in a case for the Xbox 360. You can get this game for several different platforms and consoles, but this is for the 360. I'm not going to go into too much about the characters and everything else because you really should play it for yourself if you haven't played it already. I began playing put these discs back in. stretch again over 2 decades at least. I was playing Final Fantasy VII when I was 12, I think. There you go. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but okay. The next game is called Deus Ex Human Revolution for the Xbox 360. This is a 15. Again, there is violence and gore, so I wouldn't recommend playing it if you're below 12 or 15. Please do so supervised because it's violent. The case, the manual again. So all of these games have been purchased by me. I'm not endorsed in any way by the companies who have produced the games. These are my own personal selections based on my experiences of the games. So back to the game. Deus Ex is as follows. To save his life after a deadly attack, Adam Jensen had no choice but to become physically augmented with cybernetics, like the Terminator films. Driven by his need for answers, he soon finds himself chasing down leads all over the world. The choices he makes as he unravels a vast conspiracy will help determine the fate of humanity. That's the headline. So, a time of chaos and conspiracy. A perfect mix of action and roleplay. So again, similar to Final Fantasy, you are playing a role of a certain character, but at the same time you are involved in action and shoot 'em ups. Evolving choices and consequences. Unleash devastating takedowns. You can actually do, I think, a slow time or like a moment of pause where you're able to enter a fight. Put these discs back in. I began playing that game, that particular series, sorry. There are, I think, 14 games now, and they stretch again over 2 decades at least. I was playing Final Fantasy VII when I was 12, I think. There you go. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but okay. The next game is called Deus Ex Human Revolution for the Xbox 360. This is a 15. Again, there is violence and gore, so I wouldn't recommend playing it if you're below 12 or 15. Please do so supervised because it's violent. The case, the manual again. So all of these games have been purchased by me. I'm not endorsed in any way by the companies who have produced the games. These are my own personal selections based on my experiences of the games. So back to the game. Deus Ex is as follows. To save his life after a deadly attack, Adam Jensen had no choice but to become physically augmented with cybernetics, like the Terminator films. his need for answers, he soon finds himself chasing down leads all over the world. The choices he makes as he unravels a vast conspiracy will help determine the fate of humanity. That's the headline. So, a time of chaos and conspiracy. A perfect mix of action and roleplay. So again, similar to Final Fantasy, you are playing a role of a certain character, but at the same time you are involved in action and shoot-em-ups. Evolving choices and consequences. Unleash devastating takedowns. You can actually do, I think, a slow time, or like a moment of pause, where you're able to enter a fight scene and finish the fight scene in a cinematic way. It's brilliant. It's definitely one that's unique to the gaming world, I think. And let me just close this one up. Deus Ex Human Revolution, Xbox 360. Very good. Produced by Eidos and Square Enix. Again, the Final Fantasy company. So, not many to go. I hope I'm not swaying you. As I've said, these are my personal choices based on games I've played in the past. I'm not endorsing them. Neither am I endorsed by the companies who've produced the games. I just hope that in some way, during the time we have, you can maybe do some research and find out for yourself the kind of games that you might enjoy. I believe that a time playing on a console or even a board game, doing something along those lines to escape the nature of our daily routine is good for everyone, because it helps you to come to terms with the fact that you can relax and you can escape from your lives without feeling, restrained in any way, without feeling like you have to just watch television, go to work, watch television, come home, go to bed. You don't need to do that. And so this time, these videos and the channel that's obviously hosting this video, I hope that you're all able to listen to my voice. If you have any requests, if you would like me to do a certain style of video based on my voice, or with anything related to what you're watching, please feel free to write to me. You can do so at the end of this video. But for now, I'm going to review a few more games. Games that the younger audience may enjoy, but even adults can enjoy. The child games or ideas, if you like. And I hope all of this is making sense. Please feel free to ask any questions or just write to me. Happy to reply to you all, and I will try to reply to you all if you would like to write to me. I've got no issue with that. Okay, so let's move on. So I'd like to do some breathing with you all. It's very important in this world just to take note of the nature around us and really get back to self, get back to centre. Every now and again we can become distracted by life in general. We can become very stressed by a multitude of things, and so what I'd like you to do now is just take a minute to focus on your breathing and just relax. Okay. So, let's just focus on breathing in for a few seconds and out. as you're breathing in, try to think about all of those troubles that you've had. As you're exhaling, try to think of them as leaving. Okay, so let's just try that. Out they go. In. Out they go. Okay. It's very important during your daily life to try and fit that in somewhere. Lots of people become burdened with everyday things, or things that affect them in a certain way. We're all different. Okay, so, how was that? You feel slightly more relaxed? Okay, good. So, just a few more games I'm going to review and then I'll let you go. So, the next game, this is quite an oldie. This is for the original Xbox. As I was saying before, the original Xbox was, crikey, that I think it must have been produced in the 90s. I think. Anyway, a minute to focus on your breathing and just relax. Okay. So, let's just focus on breathing in for a few seconds. And out. You may wish to close your eyes if that suits you. In. Out. And as you're breathing in, try to think about all of those troubles that you've had. As you're exhaling, try to think of them as leaving. Okay, so let's just try that. Out they go. In. Out they go. Okay. It's very important during your daily life to try and fit that in somewhere. Lots of people become burdened with everyday things, or things that affect them in a certain way. We're all different. Okay, so, how was that? You feel slightly more relaxed? Okay, good. So, just a few more games I'm going to review and then I'll let you go. So, the next game, this is quite an oldie. This is for the original Xbox. As I was saying before, the original Xbox was, crikey, that I think it must have been produced in the 90s. I think. Anyway, this is Fable: The Lost Chapters. If you turn it upside down, you can see in the image there is a reverse of the guy. I think that's brilliant. And you'll begin to understand when you play the game exactly what that's all about. So, let me read you the synopsis. For every choice, a consequence. The award-winning, best-selling Xbox game returns with Fable: The Lost Chapters, bringing a wealth of expanded content, greater customization and new quests. Imagine a world where every choice and action determines what you become, where you evolve in real time, based on every little thing you do. It's a world of RPG action and adventure unlike any you've ever dreamt of. Finally, your destiny is yours to choose. Good, right? So, for every choice, a consequence, that's the headline. So this game is, I'd say it's probably for all ages, although your 12-year-old may not comes with another manual. Very interesting image on the front. So, okay, here we go. This is for Xbox, the original Xbox, but I believe they've made it on the 360, this particular. This is a role-playing game. You are involved in quite an ordeal as a child in this game, where you witness something quite harsh, and you spend your days trying to exact revenge, seeking vengeance, obviously. I don't want to reveal too much again, but it's one with magic, it's one with swordplay, and a few fight scenes, but nothing too sinister. So I would recommend this for all age groups. This is one, again, where you can spend an entire time just enjoying being a character and running all over your world, so to speak, wielding a dagger or making friends and conversing with the local villagers. It's a brilliant game for those of you who enjoy that kind of role play. And because I enjoyed the game so much, I ended up buying number 2 and number 3. Now, I'll read number 2 quickly. Beginning as a penniless street urchin, your destiny is to become Albion's greatest hero. So you're striving for hero status in this. But will your power lie in kindness or cruelty? Choose your own path to glory and experience how those choices change you and the world forever. A new life, a unique adventure, every time. It's all up to you, man or woman, good or evil, career and family, or just you and your faithful canine companion. Live life your way. Share the experience. Explore the landscape and openly roam the countryside in a world 10 times the size of the original Fable, as I mentioned earlier. 10 times the size. That's probably the reason I actually purchased this game in the first place. It's very detailed and very immersive, like the other games I've mentioned, and I don't mean to repeat those words, but they really do coin. They really do coin those games in terms of phrasing, in terms of descriptive words. Fable 3. This is Fable 3. Lionhead Studios. Based in England, I believe. There are lots of British characters in this, which is another plus. Xbox 360, Lionhead Studios, Microsoft Game Studios also help produce it. It's a revolution. This is Fable 3. Live the epic adventure of a revolutionary leader, fighting alongside your people to seize the crown. Throughout your journey, the actions you take will change the world around you, for good or ill. Who will you become? The tyrant you rebelled against, or the greatest ruler to ever live? The action never stops. No long item lists or menus to take. The options are obvious, the decisions are up to you. A new game every time. So, those are a few games that I have in my collection. Now, it may seem completely unique to a lot of you, it may seem something completely alien to you, and I hope in some way I've made a bit of a change to your daily de-stress routine. So, it's something a bit different, but I thought I would share a bit of a hobby, a bit of an interest with you, and I hope you've enjoyed this video session. name's Ian. This is for the Daily De-Stress ASMR channel with Ali and the crew. And I hope you return again soon to see